Astrological mechanics and harmonic topology, a rigorous mathematical formalization of celestial harmonics, phase-space astrodynamics, and non-Euclidean epicyclical topologies. An advanced astrological treatise brought to you by Claude AI. Thank you for helping me craft this PDF, Claude AI, Anthropic. Peace and love. Subscribe, like, comment, share if you dare and care. Get my videos out there in the algorithm so I can continue teaching astrology for free with peace and love. Let's get into this. So, we begin with the geometry of celestial resonance. Traditional astrology relies heavily on phenomenological interpretation. However, a truly genius-level inquiry demands an epistemological shift toward rigorous mathematical formalization. Celestial mechanics is not merely the tracking of physical bodies, but the study of phase relationships operating across multidimensional frequency spectra. Axiom of harmonic inductance. Planetary aspects are not static geometrical angles, but resonant standing waves within the heliosphere operating via electromagnetic and gravitational phase locking toward a topological astrodynamics. So by treating the zodiac not as a flat 360-degree circle, but as a torus embedded in a four-dimensional phase space, we can model human psychic structures as harmonic oscillations responding to planetary eigenfrequencies. So here's the barycentric null in 3 points. Surrounding it, toroidal projection of zodiacal coordinate space showing standing wave nodes. Epicyclical phase space coordinates. To compute the exact planetary dignities and relational vectors without the approximations of historical tables, we construct a vector space based on heliocentric orbital matrices. First, we see orbital state vectors. Let each planet pk be defined in three-dimensional Cartesian space by position vector ECRKT and velocity vector ECVKT. The ecliptic projection maps these vectors onto the traditional zodiacal plane through polar coordinate conversion. This formulation eliminates parallax errors inherent in geocentric visualization while preserving the subjective perspective via coordinate transformation matrices. On to Chapter 2, which is harmonic aspect topologies. Traditional aspects, whether it's the conjunction 0 degrees, sextile 60 degrees, square 90 degrees, trine 120 degrees, or opposition 180 degrees, are manifestations of integer division of the circle. Advanced astrological mechanics views these as harmonic resonance nodes governed by wave interference equations. Here's the harmonic interference function. The aspect potential, psi, between two planetary bodies I and j is given by the wave superposition integral, where integer ratios n, m define the harmonic family. And we see 1, 1 is conjunction, unified energy vector, maximum constructive interference. 3, 4 is square, high tension, orthogonal standing wave requiring structural synthesis. And 2, 3 is a trine, fluid harmonic resonance, effortless energy transmission. So right here, it's a resonant harmonic overlap, trine of 120 degrees. Waveform superposition illustrating harmonic constructive interference in trine aspects. How it goes up, down, but then you see your other line going up, down, up, down. So Chapter 3 is house systems as Riemannian matrix. House division systems, whether it's Placidus or Koch or Campanus or equal, have historically sparked intense debate. From a differential geometry perspective, each house system represents a distinct metric tensor imposed upon the celestial sphere. Here's the metric tensor formulation. Let the celestial sphere be described by metric tensor, and different house classes arise from varying choices of coordinate geodesics. So here's the house system, as well as geometric basis and topological property. So for example, equal house system, Cartesian ecliptic projection, uniform spatial metric. Placidus, semi-diurnal temporal arcs, time-dependent nonlinear curvature. Campanus, prime vertical projections, orthogonal azimuth slicing. Okay. So now onto the ephemeris calculus and perturbation theory. Planetary motion is perturbed by gravitational multi-body interactions. Accurate astrological interpretation requires accounting for secular perturbations using Lagrange's planetary equations. Perturbative Hamiltonian, the disturbing function r, accounts for non-Keplerian orbital wobbles. These equations govern the long-term precession of planetary nodes and apsides, explaining the gradual shifting of tropical ages against the sidereal backdrop. And here is orbital perturbation vector displacing ideal Keplerian ellipse. So synastry and quantum entanglement analogs. Synastry, the comparison of two natal charts, is traditionally viewed as a psychological compatibility. In advanced astrological mechanics, we model synastry through state vector overlap integrals in Hilbert space. State vector superposition represent a natal chart as a quantum-like state vector in an n-dimensional configuration space. The synastric interaction tensor, which is omega AB, is defined by the inner product. So high values of omega AB indicate resonant psychological friction or harmonic co-amplification, depending on the phase angles of the interacting operators. And predictive progressions in time-space folding, secondary progressions stay for a year, have puzzled mechanistic skeptics for centuries. By applying scaling laws from fractal cosmology and scale relativity, we can formalize progression mechanics onto fractal scale invariants, like cosmic rotation time, scale into human developmental years via fractal scaling constant. The scale transformation demonstrates that diurnal rotation is a holographic compression of annual revolution, validating the symbolic compression ratio used in traditional progression calculus. In algorithmic epicyclical implementation to compute exact planetary positions programmatically, we implement the following advanced ephemeris calculation algorithm. Ephemeris kernel specification. You guys can just take a quick look at this. So of course, we calculate the Julian centuries of J2000, function compute heliovector, planet P, data time, fundamental Keplerian elements with secular terms, longitude, mean anomaly, P eccentricity, solve Kepler's equation iteratively for eccentric anomaly E equals M while true. Then we see the math here. Compute the true anomaly radius vector. And in conclusion, in the future of astrological science, astrology, when stripped of dogmatic obscurity and elevated through advanced mathematical topology, differential geometry, and harmonic physics, emerges as a profound metascience of temporal pattern recognition. Final synthesis: the celestial sphere is a grand analog computer. By decoding its algorithmic syntax, humanity gains unprecedented insight into the cyclic nature of consciousness, time, and universal order. I'll see you in the next video with peace and love. Piscean out.